Team Sociology, Bradford High School. This is not your average story about the Civil War dates, peoples, and places. This is an odyssey, an adventure. We've taken matters into our own hands. Next slide. With this collective memory research rubric, we've established the 4 parameters of success. Question.
What's collective memory?
I don't know.
Civil War. What's that even about? Question.
Research.
Research.
Evaluate.
Evaluate.
Report, or as I like to call it, celebrate.
Report!
That's a smiley face. Thank you.
On a quest for answers, a race against the clock, to find the truth amidst collective memory rubble. Civil War, Sociology, coming soon.
I'd say the #1 thing would be to be creative with it. I mean, I'm sure that you've seen a slew of the same thing over and over, and you really need to figure out a way to present the information in a manner that captures the audience's attention, but also makes them think. So you need to balance having fun with information and stuff like that. That'd be my advice for the future.
So what did you learn?
Doing this project, I learned about how museums have bias because their curators choose what they want to put in their museums, and I didn't know that until we went to visit Brett. And I also learned a lot about iMovie because I've never had to edit anything before doing in class. And
what was your experience with working with people? What do you recommend for kids in the future?
What do you mean?
Like to make it successful?
I think you just have to like get along and know what you're gonna do. Like you have to have all of it down on paper so you know like what you want to put in your movie before you can just start filming it. And you all have to be on the same page to make a good movie.
Mm-hmm. What do you think are some things that make your video unique, or you would suggest kids do in the future that might make it different?
We had fun with our movie, and I think that makes it better. Like, we did give a lot of information, but we had fun while doing it.
When the final video comes to light, it's interesting to see all the work come to life.
Logistically, do you think it's better to try and get as much footage as you can outside of school, or do you think that's something that your video was different with in terms of like where you were filming? And
in terms of where we filmed, we wanted a good blend of in school and out of school. I guess the main thing would be to film more than you need. Film a lot of different angles in like a shot or something like that. Like, we have scenes that we shot 3 or 4 times that were all the same thing from different angles with slightly different dialogue, just so that way we could have something to play around with when our ace cinematographer got the cutting room.
Excited. I didn't know there were going to be this many people, but it's really exciting that everyone seems to have come out to support our video.
I got a beautifully written invitation from a student, so I decided if it was that important that people come, that I wanted to come and see what they were doing, because I thought that was a really cool idea. So I appreciated the personal touch. I also thought it would be interesting because as far as I know, I've not seen anything like this before. This is something new, and I'm always looking for ways to involve our students in their own education, learning at your own pace, and using the resources in our community. I think it's terrific. So I was very impressed. I love the things. I even want to see more. I thought I wish there was more detail about some of the stories. I know there's a time factor. I want to sit here all night, but some of the real stories about some of the people he talked about, the nurses, the women, the Black Confederates, those would be interesting too, maybe for a sequel, so you could do another film. Overall, very impressed. Great turnout, great support from your staff, from Ms. Havig, Mrs. Nelson and I talked for a few minutes here, so really, really good project. Very impressed. So thank you for inviting me.
I thought the film was excellent. I think that you guys made a really valid point about bias and collective memory. It's I work here at the Kenosha Public Museums, so I have a lot of fun. And I work with Brett Lobello, and I was actually here when the group came in and did some of their research. So I was really excited to be able to come and see what you compiled together. I think, again, history is done based on a person's perspective, and I love that that was reinforced in what I heard out of the research that you guys did. So that's really exciting. I know that bias is very prevalent in our society today as well, and so it's always good to look at what our bias and our prejudice are. And so I think you guys did a really nice job shedding light on it. Thank you. You see it?
I thought it was very impressive, it's inspiring as a future educator to see that students got really involved, and the final product was excellent. It's very intriguing too, not just us history nerds, but I think it's great to see the community involvement.
I think it's important to raise issues on African Americans in the Civil War, women in the Civil War. I really was touched with the veterans and the memorials, because it's true, when we walk past a monument or we go down a street of a Civil War person that was involved, we don't think twice. And I think we as educators promote that though. I know I do.
Thank you for coming out tonight. It's great to see so many people. I would like to congratulate all my students on such hard work. They wrote 3 draft papers to get to this point. They did a lot of work in class as well as outside of class, and it's that kind of dedication and motivation that is just so phenomenal to see in my students, and which pushes me further as an educator. I would like to thank our community for coming out to support such an event, and fellow educators and administration for supporting it. It's really amazing to see what a community can bring together to educate each other. And thank you for coming tonight. So, and
a special thank you is also in order for the students and youth who have dedicated their personal time to help organize this event. Masters of Ceremony Rory Ferrer, Greg Capelli, the ushers and greeters, photographers and videographers.
Fellow MC Abby Greb, our great musicians, the girls with bows. If we could have all the students who participated in creating tonight's film, please stand. Be recognized.
Also, we ask you to share your thoughts on tonight's presentation as well as the premiere at www.TangledMemoriesYAR as listed in your program. This community dialogue will help to awaken future innovations. You're invited to enjoy live orchestra music and desserts in the main lobby. Thank you very much.